Now, 21-year-old Francois van Niekerk, who went missing in Palma in northern Mozambique, has now been reunited with his father in Pemba. That's about 240 kilometers south of Mozambique in the Cabo Delgado area. He went missing after Wednesday's attack by insurgents on the town in the region. SABC News understands that President Cyril Ramaphosa has been in discussions with the security cluster on the attack today. Although details of the youngster's escape are sketchy, it has now come to light that he and the company's driver, Justino Modamule, managed to escape and hide out together. Mandamule, who is from Maputo, recently became a father. Francois Sr. told SABC News that he's overjoyed at being reunited with the pair, but is still anxiously awaiting news of his other employees. Van Niekerk runs a construction company which provides housing for foreign workers there, many South Africans as well as people from other countries are employed at the massive gas facility in Palma, which came under attack on Wednesday. Now, Mozambique's government had said that the security forces are working to restore order in that area. Now, at the same time, a KwaZulu-Natal mother whose son died in the attacks in Palma says he was shot while trying to escape to safety. 40-year-old Adrian Nel was in a getaway vehicle with his brother and father when he was killed on Friday. They were part of a convoy leaving the Amarula Lodge Hotel. Nel's mother, Meryl Knox, says her husband and sons were subcontractors for a construction company. She says her younger son is expected to arrive home tomorrow. She spoke to SABC News earlier today.
Wednesday afternoon, I was driving back from Durban when a friend of ours phoned to say, is my husband safe, because he's heard there are attacks in Palma. And I said to him, oh my word, because not only is my husband there, but my two sons are there too. And when I got home, I tried frantically to find out what's going on and to phone them. They couldn't obviously answer their cell phones because the coverage had gone down, network had gone down. And yes, trying to find out what's going on. I saw online a little bit about it and was beyond worried. So at 9 o'clock that night, my husband did manage to phone me from somebody's satellite phone and let me know they are at that time safe in the Amarula Hotel there with a whole lot of other expats, and hopefully the army is going to sort out these insurgents and they'll get evacuated. During the night, somebody sent a clip of the gunfire that was just continuous, and it sounded like huge weapons, and of course that makes you even more frightened for them. And by Thursday morning, I was in contact with my youngest son via WhatsApp because they had no electricity there, so obviously his was the only cell phone that was working, and he let me know we're going to be okay, they're coming to evacuate us. Then we got a message to say that the evacuations had commenced. Meantime, they only managed to evacuate a few people. I believe they evacuated a few women and children to start with. And then it got late on Thursday afternoon and the evacuation stopped. I think the gunfire carried on and was too bad for them to keep on with the evacuations. So all during the night we were waiting to hear more news. Unfortunately, there wasn't much on the news platforms about this, and which is very stressful. You don't know what's happening. I managed to get onto a WhatsApp group in that area where I was getting little bits of information that was getting fed from guys who still had time on their cell phones or signal to send out messages to loved ones.
Let's take you live now to Mozambique, Cabo Delgado province. We speak to journalist Estacio Valoi, who joins us on the phone. Estacio, thank you so much for speaking to us. Now, without compromising your security, please just tell us exactly where are you in the province and how close are you to where the attacks are?
I'm far away from the attacks. I'm in another province, but I've been following up what is happening in Cabo Delgado. Example, today when about 2 boats arrived in Palma harbor, carrying about, since yesterday, according to some sources which are working exactly in the harbor, they arrived about 906 people, expat Mozambican, and the other boat just arrived this afternoon to take the boat. It's kind of a hotel, which was also in Palma, carrying people, and the people not disembark today. I think they'll be disembarked tomorrow, according to the sources. They did supply them water and food, but the boat is there at the harbor.
Now, Estacio, we understand that the situation is very volatile and there are fears that there are dozens of people still stuck at the hotel in Palma. What information do you have, and do we know how many nationalities are there?
I'm not sure in terms of nationalities which are there. I'm aware that some of the people which were at that hotel were evacuated. The people which end up arriving at the harbor, as I'm aware. I'm not sure if there's still people in that side.
So just give us a bit of history, Estacio, about how bad the insurgency has been over the past couple of weeks. We understand that in the past month or more, because of COVID-19, there has been little violence. What do you know about why it has re-emerged?
I'm not sure why the attacks end up emerging. The fact is, as I'm aware, for 2017, they started attack. And the way how they used to attack, sometimes they could have a sequence of attacks, but sometimes they could have one attack, let's say, per month or 2. They could wait and then attack again. It seems like that's what happened with the recent attack in Palma, because they did attack Palma before, and they were surrounding. And as I remember, Mozambique Attack is still on their hands. So it means that perhaps they have been preparing themselves in order to attack Palma. And the attack on Palma was something which sooner or later could happen. I'm saying this according to the way how the terrorists have been holding the attacks. As I was saying, they could have one attack, for example, per month. They could wait, but then another attack. Surprise attack.
Estacio, from what you've observed while doing your work in Cabo Delgado, has it been mainly tourists that have been attacked, or has it been villagers also in remote areas? From what you've seen, is there a modus operandi?
So I missed the question, sorry. So
from your experience, is it just tourists that are targeted, or are people in rural areas, remote areas also being attacked?
No, they've been targeting all the people. Just give an example, several villages have been completely wiped out. Wherever in Cabo Delgado, today the numbers goes more than 500,000 and something of IDP people. and mainly these displaced people come exactly from the north of Cabo Delgado, where the conflict has been intense, and they had to flee from the rural areas, looking for shelter in, example, places such as Pemba City, Montepuez, other people in Nampula. Some end up going south back to the family. So, yes, in general, all the people are targeted.
And just speaking about that, Estacio, what has been the manner of the attacks? Are they raids where the insurgents are looking for something? Is it food, shelter, or are they random? Because we've heard reports saying that people have been beheaded. Just how bad are the attacks? How brutal are they?
Yeah, they're really brutal. The attacks are really brutal. And what you heard is true. People have been beheaded, chopped in pieces. It's a terrible situation when we're looking to the way how the people have been really killed. Some with weapons, with guns, and some with machetes, removing the heads and putting the heads over the dead body. So it's really a tragic situation, and critical, and the level of brutality, it's really high.
Just finally, Estacio, very quickly, what has been government's role in stopping the insurgency? Have they been doing enough?
I don't think that they've been doing enough. Basically, on the last attacks, even the other attacks, seems like there's a lack of, talking first in terms of logistic issue, salaries from the police, from the soldier, which end up not having their hands, according to some news which we've been seeing here, where someone end up in the hands of the Mozambique former general, example, which was supposed to be given to the us. So I think a lot has to be done in order to, I don't know if I can say contain, but to minimize. I don't even know if I can say to minimize, but
to prevent, to stop, yeah.
Solve this issue, yes. Because at the end of the day, we have several troops, mainly in the area of oil and gas, mainly protecting the oil and gas. On the other side, the population is still being left behind.
All right.
If you want to look to this scenario, I was told that the last boat, or one of the boats, will be coming with the IDP people. I'm not sure about what
all right.
we see.
Obrigada, Estacio. Journalist Estacio Valoi, he has been traveling for more than 18 hours in a bid to escape the attacks, the insurgency in Palma. That is why we can't reveal exactly where he is.